Well, Modern Jeepers, Mattson from Metalcloak here, and welcome to episode 173 of the ModernJeeper Show. This is a fairly unique episode because Corey and Jessy yesterday went to Tillamook Air Museum. Today we're out here in Tillamook together for the ModernJeeper Adventure Tillamook, but yesterday they went by the world-famous Air Museum. This is all video of that experience. So please enjoy, sit back, and take in what has become one of the best air museums in the world, specifically because of some of the dioramas and the little details and some of the things that have been done by the volunteers and groups that support this. By the way, if you like this episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends. As always, we're extremely grateful to our supporters and friends, including Winches, Raceline Wheels, Bestop, Milestar Tires, Rugged Radios, Adventure Rack Systems, and of course, Metalcloak. So sit back, relax your cold one, and enjoy episode number 173 of the ModernJeeper Show.
The ModernJeeper Show, the show about Jeeps, Jeeping, and Jeepers.
Well, hello, Modern Jeepers. This is a little bit different than our typical podcast. We're actually up in Tillamook. We're actually at the Tillamook Air Museum, and we've been coming up here for a number of years, and actually we've never been inside. I've never been inside here. Jesse's never been inside the Air Museum. This is a tremendously large air structure. I believe we're gonna air hangar.
Call it.
I'm guessing we're gonna find out. It's kind of funny. It's kind of quiet in here, so I feel like we should be whispering.
I know.
But we're gonna kind of take a walk through here and see some really cool history jets. I have a feeling this is probably where the blimps were housed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big write-up of helium and whatnot in here. This week is different. Mattson, we're actually getting ready for our Tillamook adventure, which is why we're in Tillamook. Mattson is kind of feeling under the weather today, but he is up here in Tillamook. He's got his family, so he's taking care of some family stuff today. And this is actually being recorded on Wednesday. We've been on the road for this whole last week, so finding some time to put together a podcast has been just a little bit of a challenge. We haven't had good service for the last few days, so yeah, we're going to, as you can see, there's some really cool stuff. You can't even understand how big this hangar is. I'll kind of do a little pan around here. Yeah, maybe that'll give you a little bit of an idea of how big this is. But yeah, and there's some really fun stuff out here to go through it. I think general admission out here is like $11. If you're in this area, well, what you should do is you should have already signed up for our ModernJeeper adventure, and then you'll already be up here. But yeah, we're gonna take a look around and see what we can see, and we'll try to share some of it with you. All right, guys, stay tuned. So once again, we are inside the Tillamook Air Museum. This is actually Hangar B. There were two hangars here in Tillamook that were constructed 1942-ish to house helium balloons, patrol ships, if you will, to protect the Pacific coast. Each of these hangars could house about 8 blimps, The ceiling in here is almost 200 feet tall, and the hangar itself is about 300 feet wide and 1,000 feet long. It's just massive. It's super, super cool. And so hangar A actually burnt, I think it was
in the 80s.
Yeah, it was 90, I think, 90,
Was it?
91.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1991, 92. Hangar A burnt down. It was used for storing hay and straw. So, yeah, like a couple thousand bales of hay burnt up.
Well, the lumber industry started as well before that,
right.
in the 60s?
Yeah, they were actually, after the blimps were no longer needed to be stored here and built here, they were, this place was used as a lumber mill, and now it has a variety of uses, but most recently, there's a large collection of early aircraft. So we'll walk around and see if we can share some of that with you guys. That's pretty cool. Not much space in there.
Look at all the controls.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Ejection seat stuff. This would be crazy to fly. Nice. How the fun do you
Some kind of
see?
a test, test cockpit module.
Can you
looks like.
imagine trying to see out of that windshield?
No, you can't see nothing. You're looking at your instruments.
F8 Crusader trainer.
Oh, you've got all kinds of trainers out here, it looks like.
That one's like a big airplane. Jeez.
It's so hilarious. See the TWA stuff.
Yeehaw. These little trainers are pretty unique. I mean, there's so many breakers and whatnot that I don't even know how you'd ever reach a lot of the controls. But and of course these are, I'm guessing, fairly old as well. So not very many electronics, a lot of mechanical features. Yeah, well, like we talked about, this is definitely not our typical Modern Jeeper show. Not a lot of off-road. In today's episode, Jesse and I have been driving for about a week. Came through some pretty cool places. Stopped at American Adventure Labs and talked to Britt and Sale over in St. George, Utah. And then we made a trek over to near Pismo Beach and saw Greg Cottrell and the guys that run and hold the fort together at the Rugged Radios compound. Another amazing place. And you'll probably see stories on both of those places on ModernJeeper.com here in the next, I don't know, week or so. We still got a lot going on this week and next week. before we're able to have actual real service somewhere. We're actually recording this again on Wednesday, and then we'll throw it up to the servers, and hopefully some folks behind the scenes, our friends at Metalcloak, will take the video and create something for you guys to watch and listen to. And I'm guessing Mattson will probably jump in here with a little bit of dialogue as well about what we all have going on. But again, if you're ever out in the Tillamook area, you should definitely make a trip over to the Air Museum. This is one ginormous building. What an amazing collection of modeling. I'm going to walk through here a little bit, but yeah, the detail, you can't even imagine.
I mean, this stuff is made of wood.
Yeah.
We've got tuna cans and other things. Somebody reconstructed these battleships. They're pretty cool.
Look at this. I mean, all the lichen reminds me of my model railroad days. But this is just
Hey, look, a Jeep.
pretty neat. Yeah, there we go. It's the ModernJeeper Show. We gotta get you in there in the Jeep. These dioramas are amazing. All the aircraft carriers. The Pearl Harbor fleet. This is, to say this is overwhelming is an understatement. This collection is all hand built. It is amazing. For you history buffs out there, I'm sure that, I mean, you can't even see how much time and effort would have gone into something like this. I have no idea. I wish I had more commentary for you guys, but it's really hard just to grasp what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at. There's just so much. All these battles and the depiction of the towns and the damage and the resources. This is just it's incredible. It's like I said, I don't even know what to say. We think we spend a lot of time working on our Jeeps as a hobby. Well, this is on another level for sure. I mean, again, for you history buffs, I'm sure some of you guys have probably seen something like this. I've never seen anything like this before. You know, we see little dioramas and little scenes and whatnot, but not. This is the whole D-Day invasion of Normandy. The whole beach reconstructed. All the ships are hand built. Everything's out of wood. I mean, it is intense, to say the least. Okay, you guys, you know, we've seen a lot of things over the years. I don't know if anything compares to what we're looking at. The more time we've spent in there's two side rooms in this giant air museum, where all of these battles have been recreated, and I'm still searching for words. I don't really know what to say other than amazing. The amount of time it had to take to put this thing together. There's so much to look at. You could spend a week in probably this one little hallway, reading about every single battle and how it was documented. It's crazy. It's too bad. And Jessy brought up a good point. She said, you know, I wish something like this would have existed when we had our history classes in school, to kind of look and see how it was set up and how things unraveled and what actually was taking place in some of these battles. Would really make a lot more sense and would probably help a lot of kids learn more, and we'd probably remember a lot more if we had something to relate it with. But all right, stay tuned. So guys, we just found this exhibit actually opened in May of 2020. It took him 3 years to actually bring all of his stuff in. He's been working on this exhibit for 30 years. And this is the man behind the workings. His name is Steve Schramm. And he was just a history buff. He and his son watched movies and started working on airplane models and building planes and ships and tanks, and started building dioramas of World War II. Yeah, kind of crazy. He actually contacted the Air Museum in 2016 and was looking for a home for his exhibit. And boy, did he find it. Again, I'm blown away. For history buffs, for any buffs, for anyone, there's 2 full areas of this. The fact that a guy and his son built the majority of these things over the course of 30 years is crazy. And kudos to them. And wow, you guys need to be commended for sure. Thank you for sharing this with us. So we found a separate room where it's all submarines, and everything about submarines and scale models of the submarines, of the bases, man, this guy, if he's not a history instructor, he sure should be, because it's just what a deal. A lot of German history, a lot of European history. The detail, again, I just can't relate to what I'm showing you. Here's the inside look at a submarine. Again, this is Steve. Picture him and his buddy Chris that built this particular exhibit together. So yeah, thank you guys for sharing. So they have a portion of a Convair 880 from TWA in the middle of this giant museum. Kind of fun. A lot of these exhibits you can just walk on through. This is from 1973, and you can tell by the colors. It's out of 1973. Oh yeah, even a sample of the swizzle sticks you used to get. Yeah, wow. Pretty. Oh, look at the ashtrays in the consoles.
Huh.
Actual wood cabinets.
I was about to say, I think there's not. I'm like, they would look. Oh, there's a creepy lady in here. Look out. Is that the coffee dispenser? No, cigarettes. Something.
Cigarettes, and I'm sure it's a cups. Yeah, it's water. Love those colors. Yeah. Hey. We even have a stewardess. Mmm. That looks appetizing. Some shrimp and steak. Uh-huh. The cockpit glass might be a little messed up.
You notice how spacious these old planes are? Compared.
So we're gonna go from airplanes and military and old war history to, yes, tractors. All kinds of tractors. I mean, after all, we are in Tillamook. I mean, they have to have dairy cows for the cheese and the ice cream, right? And of course, we wouldn't be in a old blimp hangar if we didn't have a small blimp. No little display of what this actually was or is, when it was used, or what it was used for, but it's a pretty good sized blimp, and again, in this giant museum. So lo and behold, in this giant blimp hangar with all this cool history stuff, it's a 1944 Willys. So see, ModernJeeper Show, we do our best to try and find something related to the off-road world. Yeah, so it's in need of some TLC for sure, but it's in relatively good shape. Actually, the floorboard isn't that rusty.
No, it's pretty good shape.
Yeah, it needs a little TLC, and it's even got the little trailer sitting here. It's in good shape too. The floor's got, yeah, it's got some pretty serious rust. It's almost cleaned through some of the parts of the floor, but all right. See, we keep it Jeep related. So out of the old Air Force and war rooms, there's actually a separate room that is more recent aviation. It's quite a collection of experimental planes. Yeah, all kinds of stuff in this room. There's actually a room up here that talks about helium as well. How they use it, why they use it, how it became. Again, it's pretty tough to find words. We've got one more exhibit outside to share with you guys before we leave, but hopefully this gives you a little look at the Tillamook Air Museum, and hope you've enjoyed it. Okay, I gotta share this with you guys because it's super, super unique. This guy had an idea of developing a helicopter using servo and synchronized blades, opposing blades, to develop a helicopter that would produce a lot of lift and a lot of control. And his name was Charles Kamen. His idea, $2,000, and he created the Kamen Corporation. Yeah, synchronized intermeshing rotors. So he didn't need a tail rotor because he had the control using the rotors. But to see this in person is pretty crazy. It's pretty unique. I mean, the fact that the blades actually cross and have to be exactly synchronized for that thing to fly, it's pretty cool. Well, guys, we did our best to hopefully give you a little look at the Tillamook Air Museum. We got the little mini guppy sitting behind us, and Hangar B, of course. Yep, it's a lot different than our typical Modern Jeeper show, but you'll have to forgive us this week since we're on the road and got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Our Tillamook adventure actually starts tomorrow. Check-in is tomorrow. Actually, you guys are seeing this most likely the day that registration begins. So we'll be on the beaches and in the forest in Tillamook for the next few days, and hopefully we're able to capture some images and whatnot from that trip, and we'll leave you with walking up to the guppy here. It's
Chubby.
we're gonna call it Chubby instead of Guppy because that's the front end. But as you can see, it's tall. In fact, I don't even come. The tires are right here. It's well above me. So yeah, if you ever get a chance, come on out. Take a look at the Tillamook Air Museum. It's a pretty awesome place.
I mean, you could sign up for Tillamook and be here.
And then you could be here for next year. Absolutely.
Come on,
Yeah.
guys. We have great adventures, so you should sign up and come hang out with the cool people.
That's right. Hope you guys are doing well. Have a great weekend, and hope you're doing something in the dirt or on the beach in your Jeep. Take care.
See ya.